Yeah, there's a Stanley from the warehouse. Just, got a box of aspirin here that was ordered by your unpaid intern. Need to know where to deliver it.
Hello again, ladies. We're sitting in Aunt Penny's delightful Sunlit kitchen, ready for another delightful true-to-life story from Aunt Penny herself, who's just made some gingerbread. Aunt Penny, that looks delicious.
Well, you can just bet it is. And hello, everyone. Doesn't that look good, Danny?
I'll bet this is made with creamy, digestible chicken fat, Aunt Penny.
You bet it is. All my cooking and baking, I always use chicken fat because I find it so digestible. It just sits in your stomach like a commemorative $50 piece.
Well, I'm going to have a sample of it, Aunt Penny, while you get to today's true-to-life story.
But now don't eat too much, Danny. It'll kill your appetite.
Oh, I won't, Aunt Penny.
Now then, ladies.
Do you mind if I raise the shade just a little bit? There seems to be too much sunlight here in your sunlit kitchen.
Well, would you please? Now then, the story I thought I'd tell you today is a story about...
How's that for you, Aunt Penny? Enough sunlight?
That's fine, Danny, although there's maybe a little too much coming in there. If you could just close the Venetian blinds just a tiny, tiny bit.
There, that's just about perfect.
Yes, that's fine. Story of Mr. and Ms. Edward Bullock.
Well, what about Mr. and Mrs. Bullock, Aunt Penny? Where'd they live?
Mr. and Mrs. Bullock...
Wait just a minute. Let me go over and fix the shade there. It flew up.
It did. Why don't you leave things alone, Danny?
Now, there it is, Aunt Penny. I'll just tack the corner of it here so it won't fly up again.
Well, Mr. and Mrs. Bullock lived in a small town.
You got a hammer, Penny?
What?
Have you a hammer so I can tack this?
Well, Danny, I can't tell stories if you're going to be running around the room like this.
Well, I just want to get the room.
Breaking the window, you've torn the shade down. And I've had here's a hammer.
Thank you, Aunt Penny.
Now, no more, please. Let's sit back. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Bullock. Oh, my word, Daddy. What with all the carrying on, I'm afraid I don't have time for the story of Miss Bullock.
Oh, dear.
But you ladies remember now to do all your cooking with chicken fat. It's so digestible and so good that you'll have the fluffiest cakes and the nicest pie crusts you ever thought possible.
I'm going to help myself to some more gingerbread, Aunt Penny, if you don't mind.
My word, you're a flannel-mouthed, Danny. Great Scott!
Well, you're not going to leave our story there, are you?
Well, I have to. I have to leave. Between all the talk about chicken fat and you're breaking the window and tearing down the shade, I haven't had time to tell the story.
Well, I'm sorry, ladies, but Aunt Penny will be back again soon to continue the story of Mr. and Mrs. Bullock.
Oh, my word.
I know it's an exciting one. Goodbye, Aunt Penny.
Bye.
Time now for Matt Neffer, boy spot welding king of the world. Today, Matt, boy spot welder, is taking a much-earned rest from his job at the factory. We see him and his friend Todd shopping for provisions at the local supermarket. We join them and we hear...
This looks like a pretty good thing. 2 for $39.
Say, have you seen these new shopping carts, Matt?
They've certainly improved them, Todd. Certainly have come a long way with
Look at these
shopping
pneumatic
cart.
tires.
Look at how easily it handles. I just put my hand on the one hand, almost as though you had power assistance somehow.
Yes, turns on a dime,
Hey,
too.
will you two guys watch it?
Sorry.
I'm trying to stack grapefruit sections.
Matt, come over here by the frozen food display.
Yes, Todd.
Look at that frozen Chinese food there. Doesn't that look good enough to eat?
Well, that's what you're supposed to do with it. But how about that TV dinner? Get a load of that one.
And over here's frozen orange juice, frozen vegetables of every description. Peas, carrots, spinach,
Todd,
Brussels
over here.
sprouts, broccoli. Yes. Matt, you know, seeing all of these displays of products I'm reminded of something. Something I just can't seem to remember.
Todd, over here. Over here by Marmalade.
Shall I bring the wagon over, Matt?
No, I think I can carry this myself.
Why, you've picked up half a dozen jars of marmalade, Matt.
Todd, that's what I wanted to talk to you about.
Yes?
I've been eating 6 and 7 jars of marmalade a day now for over 2 weeks.
A day, Matt?
A day, and
That's a terrible amount of marmalade. More than any single person has ever eaten in a day that I can think of. I've never heard of anyone who ate more than 1 or 2 jars, perhaps. 3 at the most.
over here, Todd, by the stomach settlers.
Oh, yes. Why, they have everything in these supermarkets now.
Todd, that lady standing over there by Scallops.
The lady with the imitation fur coat?
Yes. What about her?
Why, she's stealing ketchup, Matt. Well, have Matt and Todd stumbled upon a crime as they visit the supermarket? And what will Matt do now that he knows the lady is stealing ketchup? Next time, you'll hear Matt Neffer, boy spot welder, say,
Over here, Todd, by the cookie department. She's filching macaroons.
We're going to take you behind the scenes in radio today and show you how reports from correspondents who work away from the studio are phoned in earlier, taped and saved for later use on the air. Now, our Washington correspondent, Gabe Preston, doesn't know he's on the air now as he sends in a story from Washington, our nation's capital. I'm on the phone with him. Gabe, are you set for your taping session now?
Yes, I have it all here now. Is the tape running?
Tape is rolling now, so anytime you want to go ahead, you just start.
The tape is running, okay. Okay, here I go. When are you going to use this, incidentally?
Oh, probably in another half hour or so, Gabe.
Right. This is Gabe Preston in Blush...
Sorry, start over.
Tape still running?
It's running, go ahead.
This is Gabe Preston in Washington. I was impressed recently while walking past the Capitol... let me start again. Is tape still running?
Yeah, it's going, go ahead.
This
Anytime... Oh, I'm sorry, I was talking over you there.
Right.
Wait, try it again.
Okay.
All right, go.
This is Gabe Preston in Washington. I was impressed recently while walking past the Capitol Dome. I got to thinking about the beautiful Japanese blossoms that blew... let me start that again. This is Gabe Is the tape still running?
Yes, Gabe, but our time is running out, I'm afraid.
This is Gabe Preston in Washington. I was impressed recently while walking past the...
Gabe,
Hello?
I just got a signal. Our time is up right now. We'll have to tape that in the next few minutes if we can, and we'll get it on the air just as soon as we can. Read over it a little bit, will you, please?
Okay.
I'll call you back in a few minutes.
Righto.
A while ago, we were on the phone with our Washington correspondent, Gabe Preston, who was attempting to tape an interesting story about the Japanese cherry blossoms for use later today. Gabe tapes these reports so he can have more time to keep on the go, and it also allows us to hear his report before we use it on the air. He had a little trouble last time getting through the story, but when time ran out. This time, Gabe, let's make it succinct, terse, and to the point.
Hello, Bob?
Right.
Good. Is the tape running?
It's running now. You can make your report and then get out to do more reporting.
This is Gabe Preston in Washington. I mean that. And I was impressed this morning when I was walking past the Capitol Dome. The Capitol Dome. Let me start that again. I think it's a confusing phrase I have here. It's probably doing this.
Well, just edit a little bit out of it there.
This is Gabe Preston here in the Japanese Oh, wait a minute.
No, you...
Hold on.
You have a story on the Treasury Department or anything that we could use?
Yeah, I have a little thing on
All right,
Treasury.
well, the tape is going, if you'll give us that, and then get right.
This is Gabe Preston in Washington. A few minutes ago, I was handed a release from the Treasury Department here that may have some bearing on what plan... future
Take
plan.
it. Can't
Future
take it.
plan.
No, they can't, Gabe. Our time is up. I'm sorry again. We'll try to get you a little bit later. Thanks for standing by anyway there in Washington.
Okay.
And we'll try to tape that report just as soon as we possibly can.
15, 14, 13.
And now, Crackers, covered all over with salt, presents Lawrence Fechtenberger, Interstellar Officer Candidate.
2, 3, 1, 0.
In our last episode, Lawrence Fechtenberger, with his boisterous but serious compatriots at the Interstellar Space Academy, have been given the assignment of taking the experimental rocket IGS-2 to Osiris, the unknown planet. Now, as Fechtenberger makes his last-minute preparations, Mug Malish comes up to him, and we hear...
Oh, Malish.
Fechtenberger.
Are you making the trip to Osiris with us?
Well, I suppose I got to, Fechtenberger. The chief assigned me this trip.
How are your grades this semester?
Oh, what are you always talking about my grades for, Fechtenberger?
They're very important here at the Interstellar Officer Academy, I'll have you know, Malish.
I'm sneering.
You always sneer. That's one thing that's wrong with you, Malish, other than that you don't apply yourself in the classroom. If you want to be a good officer candidate, you must study. For someday it will be your responsibility and your duty to go out into space and to defend this great planet.
Pooh-pooh, Fechtenberger.
Oh, pooh-pooh yourself, Lawrence, or Mug Malish.
Well, come on, we might as well not waste any time. I've checked over the decentralizing starboard stabilizer.
What's the oxygen situation at Osiris?
Well, it's the unknown planet. We don't know. But we got plenty of reserve oxygen in the tanks for us.
Well, as human beings, you know, we must have oxygen in order to live. If there's no oxygen on Osiris, there would be a good chance that we would not live.
I think I skipped class that day.
Oh, you see now how that stuff comes back to roost? You have to attend every class and pay strict attention to your instructors.
Pooh-pooh, Fechtenberger.
Oh, pooh-pooh to you, Mug Malish. The motors are revving up now, Malish. It's too late for you to change your mind. You're going to Osiris with us.
Crackers, covered all over with salt, has brought you another thrilling episode in the timely Space Age series, Lawrence Fechtenberger, Interstellar Officer Candidate.
Now, with his stirring theme, Old MacDonald Had a Farm, recorded on the piano by his wife, we present the Bob and Ray agriculture expert, Dean Archer Armstead, director of the Lackawanna, New York Field Station. Dean, it's a real pleasure to see you again. Today we thought maybe it would be interesting if we handed over some of the mail to you and let you answer some of the farm problems and questions that have been submitted.
I think that'd be a very good idea if you just go ahead and read them.
Several people, Dean.
Try to answer. The questions that will be posed in communications.
Several people, Dean, have submitted samples of various twigs and leaves which they have found in their travels during vacation. I'd like to have you identify them. Open up the first
well,
one.
One you're holding in your hair now.
See what it is.
That's poison sumac.
Poison sumac. Here's a branch, some kind of a, looks like a vine of some sort.
That is some sort of a vine.
And can you identify it a little more clearly? I mean...
Well, it's a type of vine that grows in the eastern section of the North American continent. It extends all the way from Maryland, clear up into the Canadian provinces, Canadian.
I see. All right. Our next one here is a shiny red leaf, a small leaf.
It's a maple leaf.
It's a maple leaf. And this one here, how about this?
Oak
and this letter is very interesting. It says, I believe that during my vacation I stumbled upon a man-eating mulberry bush. I am submitting a piece of twig from it. Can you identify it as such?
Well, I don't believe that there is any man-eating mulberry bushes anymore. For a long period of time, we were very concerned about the man-eating mulberry bush. And they just went around for so many years, it caused so much trouble, and people didn't know what to do. I would recommend in this case that they write to me for a pamphlet, and I'll send them a return mail.
Dean Archer Armstead with the Agriculture Forum of the Air, direct from the Lackawanna Field Station. Thank you, Dean.
Now to Methuen, Massachusetts.
That's Methuen, right?
Oh, Methuen, Massachusetts.
Weren't you born about 5 miles from there?
Yes, isn't that funny? Oh, I've done that all my life. Now then to Methuen, Massachusetts, and Wally Ballou. Obviously, Mr. Ballou doesn't know he's on the air, so let's attempt
Has one of
once
our
more.
ace engineers with him, I should think there. No?
Well, let's try once again, shall we? Up in Methuen, Massachusetts.
Methuen.
And Wally Ballou.
Blue from the Methuen Works here, the Eastern Regional Plant. What's that, Charlie?
Oh, having a little difficulty here. Control room, everything seems to be all right. It's a matter now, I think, of just coordinating our signals. If you could...
Yeah, I know he is, but he's going to call us when we go on. How are we going to know? He's on or off? What?
Engineer, could you check through and contact the engineer on the scene at Methuen?
Hello, Bob and Ray. Anytime you're ready, I'll count 3 and be all set.
Wally Ballou is counting 3, so now quickly...
2.
Oh, wait a minute. This is... let's try once
Somebody's
again.
nervous, I think, on the... 3. Hello, Bob and Ray.
This is Bob and Ray in
Good
New
quality.
York.
It would come through good if he just...
Bob and Ray in New York calling Wally Ballou in Methuen, Massachusetts. Come in, please.
Picture from here, and until next time, this is Wally Ballou and my broadcasting companion, Artie Skirmahorn, saying thanks a lot for listening, and now back to...
I'm awfully sorry, friends. We'll try to do this again.
I guess we all know what that theme means. Another episode. You know what it means. You've been on the show for years.
Yeah, 28.
Another episode of One Fella's Family. Are you a little sick of it, sir, if I may ask? Speaking as a
No, not
non-professional
really.
now.
I've kind of come to believe in the character that I play.
Yes? Okay, well, let me get along with the announcement, because I'm getting a hurry-up signal from the engineer. Today's episode is entitled The Children... Well, that's not what he means. It's on fire here? What? Well, what do you mean by that?
On fire?
Well, I was going to say that we better cancel this episode altogether. Oh, can we go ahead with it? Fine. It's called The Children Return Home. It's taken from Book V, Chapter II, no special pages. As we look in on the family, we see Father standing in the kitchen.
Fairly?
What?
You seen my rose bush trimmers?
Oh, for the land's
Eh,
rose bush trimmers.
just
It
one
must
or
be...
2 bushes more to trim, and I'll be all through.
You have trimmed those roses right to a nub.
It's a beautiful morning here on the Pacific coast.
It certainly is lovely, but don't go near the rose bushes. We didn't have a rose all summer.
Fairly.
Every day you go out and trim them.
Well, I suppose now that fall is just around the corner, the colder weather will be setting in.
Well, that's a profound thought.
And, of course, with that comes the opening of school.
Well, school's opened, you know. Opened this past week.
What did you say, Fanny?
Say school's open this past week.
Well, what about the children at camp?
Didn't they come back from camp?
I don't think so. I haven't seen Hanky or Panky or Spanky or any of the others around.
How about Nicky or Ricky?
Well, they're too old for a camp.
Yes.
Hanky, Panky, and Spanky are Nicky and Pinky's children.
You don't say.
Fetty.
Yeah, for the land. And they never did come home then, did they?
Not that I know of.
Probably got a job up there at the camp.
It's very possible.
Yes.
Well, it'll be a happy day when the children return home.
You've been listening to... Would you watch your signals, engineer, please? It makes it very difficult here. You've been listening to One Fella's Family. Brought to you... Not brought to you. It was sustaining. It was called The Children Return Home and taken from Book V, Chapter II, with no special pages, I'm told. One Fella's Family is written and produced by T. Wilson Messy. This is a Messy production. Will somebody help Father up off the floor?
Another of life's embarrassing little moments coming to life now as we stop in at a neighborhood supermarket.
So, Mal, what's new anyway?
Oh, nothing much, Fred. I just figured I'd get the shopping done, get home early.
How's the missus?
Oh, great. How's yours?
Oh, great. See, you painted your house the other day.
Yeah, I got that all fixed up.
Well, I'm lucky in that respect. I have, so much stone and all. I just
know you
have
do.
trim to do and all.
Yeah, well, I remember when you did it.
Yeah.
I helped you out there last summer when you did it.
Yeah, you're working overtime, too, are you here? Huh? You see your car coming home late at night. That's
yeah,
great,
busy. Hey, I was thinking
say,
we
look,
ought to...
Friday night, Bertha wanted to know if you and Madge could come over.
Well, I think
nothing
so.
important or anything. Just come over and we'll shoot the breeze.
Sure,
Huh?
like to, and I'll ask Madge just as soon as I get home. I'm
Look,
sure.
come any time after 7, as soon as the kids are all in bed, you know?
You know, we were talking about the other day is maybe we can take that summer vacation place we had last year, the cottage for the four of us.
Gee, if we could get it again, wouldn't that be great?
Oh, wonderful spot.
See, the kids had a wonderful time. Wonderful time.
Hey, didn't realize what time it was. I got a check for $12.50. I'd like to cash here, Fred.
Okay, personal?
Yeah.
Gee, that's over $10, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I didn't realize it was so late, actually.
Hold it, just a second. Attention, please. This is checkout area 3. We have a person who says his name is Malcolm E. Fledge.
Oh,
That's
hey.
the signature
Hey,
on
Fred.
a personal check for $12.50.
Hey, Fred.
We would like 2 witnesses.
Oh,
2
Fred.
witnesses. Would you come look at the person at checkout 3
Hey,
wearing
Fred.
a dark coat, gray hat, and unshined brown shoes? He stands about 5'10", blue eyes, weighs about 185 pounds.
Hey, Fred.
He's about 5'11". Would you please come to checkout area 3? He wants to cash a check for $12.50.
Fred, what'd you have to do? You've
Thank
known me
you.
for 15 years. What's all this? Gee,
Clam up,
quit.
buddy. It's over 10 fish, isn't it?
Well, sure, it's $12.50, but this is kind of embarrassing.
I don't see anyone coming around. I'm sorry. I'll,
Well, look, could I call the boss, have him verify it, or...
I can't go to the boss and tell him that I have a
I
fellow.
know, but you know me.
Let me finish. I can't go and say, I have a fellow here who wants a check cash for $12.50. There is a regulation.
You have rules, I know. I know you have rules.
Right,
I
let's
tell you
see.
what, Fred, can you lend me $12.50?
Attention, please. He's back down now. He doesn't want the personal check cash. He's trying to
wait.
borrow $12.50 from me.
Look, you
we
know
do
I'm
not
good for it,
need
Fred.
witnesses. We do not need witnesses. He is borrowing the money from me.
Well, can I have it?
Sure, here you are.
Oh, thanks a lot. I'll see you Friday then.
Right, say hello to Bertha.
Okay.
Or Madge.
Here with us, once again, after rather a stormy last month, with probably one of the biggest flops Broadway has ever seen, is Mr. Barry Campbell. Barry, you're planning a comeback. You've got yourself lined up for a job, you told me, and that's the reason we asked you to come on the air today and kind of fill us in.
That's right. My movie has been a tremendous bomb. It was,
Well, it closed that night, didn't it? When you...
I took not so much myself, but my friends and relatives took such a financial bath, so to speak, that we'll be years getting out of it. It was another case of my misgauging what the public wants at a particular moment. I goofed.
Have you ever thought of giving up entertainment as a career in any form, in going into something like insurance or...
Well, I had, that
How
custard...
about the doctor field or something like that?
Well, I'm too old now to start into school again, but I did, you recall, one summer have that custard ice cream truck.
Yes, well, that wasn't any more success than... evidently everything you touch kind of...
Turns to...
kind of folds up in your hands.
I'm turning to something now that will be solid for me, will ensure me a steady income, which has probably been my biggest
Well, that's what we're
trouble.
looking forward
I've had
to.
my ups and downs and my peaks and my valleys. Now, the missus was telling me to straighten out the peaks and valleys or get out altogether.
I see. And you've just taken a position as a Hollywood stuntman, is that right?
Well, a particular type. Bob. I'm specializing in falling downstairs, and...
Well, our time is running a little bit short. I understand you have the padding on that you wear under your clothes there.
Bob, I'm going out to Hollywood tomorrow. I'm playing the part of a very wealthy banker who's loaded, stiff, that is, and he trips at the top of the stairs at his mansion.
Falls the whole flight.
Falls the whole thing.
We have constructed a set here in the studio.
Okay, well, I'll go on up.
All right, if you will, Barry.
Tell me, I can't tell when to go, Bob. Just yell.
I'll tell you as soon as I've set the thing up. We have a flight of about 22 steps, I believe. A good flight running the height of a floor and a half. And Barry is going to demonstrate his technique of falling down this flight, showing us how he'll be doing it in the movies. You'll be seeing him do it, although you won't know it's him. Barry, can you hear me? Are you up there yet? Can you hear me up there, Barry?
Very faintly.
Okay, Barry Campbell has reached the top of this flight of 22 steps, and in just a moment I'm going to give him the signal to demonstrate this remarkable talent for falling. Okay, Bar, anytime. Barry Campbell has fallen the full 22 steps here, and he's now rolling over. Barry?
Don't touch me.
No, I know that's the first rule.
Don't touch me. Get a doctor.
Right, and we'll check back.
Stand back and let me get air.
Will you let me out to the telephone, please? Sorry about this, folks.
Close in 5 minutes.